We're
All
going
right.
to in three. So three, two, one, action.
All right, this is your phone ringing. Rest. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is John from Zillow. I have Elias Astudo on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland.
Okay.
Okay, I'll connect you. Ding.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Elias? This is Westin with eXp Realty, partner agent with Zillow. I'm a local realtor here in Oakland. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. So I see here you inquired about the property at 123 Main Street. Is that right?
Totally. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So when would be a good time for you to take a look at the property, Elias?
I can do tonight at 6 or tomorrow between 2 and 6.
Okay, tonight at 6 or tomorrow between when?
2 and 6.
2 and 6 tomorrow. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do, Elias, is I have to get in touch with the seller's agent to confirm a time slot. So I'm going to give them a call just to make sure we can confirm a time. In the meantime, I want to ask you a couple questions about why you're interested in the area. So what was it about this property that interested you?
We just love Maxwell Park. We've been looking for a craftsman for some time now, and we saw this one come up. We think it's beautiful, and we love that area.
Okay, awesome. So you love Craftsman?
Yeah.
That's your favorite one right there?
Yeah. Looks like you're
cool. Yeah, I am. So why, besides that, are you moving into the area?
We just have always liked that part of Oakland. You know, it's close enough to the heart of Oakland, but it's in a nicer area in the hills. You have some good views, and you know, our best friends live there.
Okay, awesome. So you want to move closer to your friends?
Yep.
Got you. Okay. So I'm going to give that agent a call. In the meantime, I want to let you know Zillow is going to send you a survey. Mm-hmm. So if you could just take 30 seconds to a minute to fill that out, I'd be so thankful.
Yeah.
And if there's anything in the world I can do in the meantime to give you a level of 5-star service, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and text you my contact info right now. So you have my number and my email. And literally, if you need anything, if you have any questions about the process, you feel stuck about anything, feel free to get in touch with me at any time. I'm always available, okay?
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. I'm going to call that agent right now.
Okay, and then you'll call me right back?
Yes, sir. Talk to you soon.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Wes.
Yep, no problem.
All right, cut. So good stuff, Wes. I mean, really good. I think out of the interviews, or excuse me, auditions that we've done, it was one of the strongest opening lines, right? The way that you said it, that Westin means, I'm a local realtor with a Zillow partner. I love that. You went right to the appointment. You said seller's agent. I don't know if that's the best line there, and Connor can say what's been a really good universal line. I think get in contact with the seller instead of saying agent, right? It's like, you're the one in control. I don't need someone else. I don't need another agent to help me through this process.
So just say the seller.
Yeah. So the fact that you said text info is good, and anything I can do, I liked it. I want you to focus a little bit more on that speed, right? There were some times where it was like, I was waiting for you to like speed through the process. You have to think, you operate you're a very laid back dude. Not everyone is laid back as you, right? So you want to make sure you're like, okay, cool, perfect. Here's what I'm going to do, and give them a definitive, right? I'm going to call you back within the next 30 minutes to confirm if those times work. Also, while you're in the area, I know that there's 3 other properties. I want you to carve out at least another hour. That way I can take you to see those other properties as well while we're in the area, right? So you're taking charge, and you're not just opening one door. You're creating an experience and a tour for these people on that one initial call. So overall, your skills and experience showed on this call. I'm going to turn it over to Judge John.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. It was a strong intro. Went straight to the appointment. And I know it's confusing because we talk about you want to do a location and motivation on this call, but we're also going to do a second call. But really, if you just think about it, like this first call is just setting the appointment, and it wasn't totally clear that you were going to be calling back right away. Like realistically, if you weren't in an audition where you were trying to make sure you hit on these subjects, you could have ended. You were at a spot where you're like, great, I'm going to reach out to the agent. I'm going to give you a call back in the next few minutes and confirm. And then on that next call, then you would have done that. But like I see, you know, on this call, like you're trying to stuff that stuff in there. But one thing that Connor's recommended a bunch as far as like the motivation is just asking the question like, where are you at in the home buying journey or the moving process? And that's good. It'll just kind of get you some information without necessarily like opening up a whole can of worms, and that'll just, you know, help you get a little bit deeper with them without ask like specific questions or you know, getting too far into the weeds on anything.
Right. So I'm gonna be honest, when I was like practicing this, I was actually doing the location and motivation part on the second call. But I guess the way you guys want it is we go into that on the first one, get a little bit of background info, and then go deeper on the second call.
Yep. So think about it, it's like mostly AL on the first call, a fraction of M, and then more M on the second call.
And then when I get the location, I'm like, okay, I know about a couple other properties in that area. Carve out maybe an hour, and then we can go take a look at some other stuff in the area.
Totally. If they're out,
that's a better way to do it than asking them if there's anything they'd like to see. Just assume that, you know, that they're booking an appointment with you to check out the area.
Assumptive. Okay.
Yeah.
Totally. And you hit that. That's the exact word for this, man. This is all about being assumptive. Right? If they're out and they're in their car and they're spending time to go see this one house, then man, I'm the professional and I know this market. There's 3 other houses within, you know, a 2-mile radius that we're going to go check out while you're with me.
Yes, sir.
Right. All right, cool.
Awesome. Yeah. And even just on that last location piece with setting the expectation with multiple properties, you can, whether it's even if they're, because someone else on the call earlier brought up, like, we don't necessarily always know if there are a couple homes down the street, but even if it's something like, you know, our team has, I think I saw you guys have something like 20 coming soon listings, you know, over the next month or 2 or whatever, like just something that sort of creates a little bit more intrigue or value for Westin versus that one property you're going to open for me.
Right.
So gotcha. I, just like they said, super strong intro. Like that was probably one of the best intros all around we've heard. Then like they mentioned, I'd avoid seller's agent. The phrase I've heard partners saying is the seller availability. So like, obviously, you know, we don't want to like create a total like, you know, lie or something, but basically like Eli should say is if you're saying like, hey, I'm going to go check with the other agent, it feels like you're not the person that's in control of this. And then on motivation, maybe like, the way I'm kind of looking at it is maybe like one question around like, like, how did you even get to this point of the process? Or like, how long have you been searching? Less about like, what did you like about that property? Because sometimes people will be like, the kitchen is amazing. Or he said craftsman. And then it's kind of like, oh, craftsman. And then you just sort of went to another question. So I think the one motivation of like, where are you in the journey? And then one, I call it like one label or one acknowledgement or, okay, cool. It sounds like you've been searching for quite a while. Or it sounds like this neighborhood is something you're already familiar with. Very cool. And then just move on. So the motivation doesn't have to be like a whole, like, you know, let's unpack like, you know, the story. I think of it as like one question to get a sense for where you're at and then one acknowledgement on top of that. But all around, man, like I'd say the framework is 100% there. Like they'd said, maybe just a little bit more of the comfort with like some of the, whether it's like, hey, this is exciting, or a little more uptone and kind of natural energy from you. But the scripting is tight. It's there.
Cool. Thanks, man.
I mean, overall, I thought it was really good. Like Connor said, the framework's good. I think with because Mark was just on this call before you. If you guys are more like chill, laid back. It doesn't. There's a lack of enthusiasm. I know like internally you are like, very excited. Help them. You want to help them because based on the words you're using, like, you know, anything I can do for you. But like I think if you have less words and more high, it's a tonality. But I mean, overall, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So good stuff, Wes. Yeah, man, this is going to be a good opportunity for you.
And kind of saying about repeat. When you're talking to someone, just repeat what they say and awesome. You know, great. Like just acknowledge it and move on because the craftsman thing lost me for a sec. I was like, oh man, are we gonna go deep into your love of craftsman house and how you may be living one right now? And like that's gonna lose them. But good thing you did. But it just kind of like like it kept jumping from point to point. But then it didn't connect. Each conversation piece didn't connect. You just kind of moved on, whatever the script was telling you to move on.
So I always, so advice for you, man, when you're in a sales situation, or whether it's the prospecting or whether you're in the presentation, you're asking questions as a litigator. A litigator has an end result in mind, right? Whether it's guilty or whether it's not guilty. I ask a series of questions to get to this end result. So think of yourself as like a lawyer. I'm already prepped. I already have my case. I'm going in and asking these questions to get me to my end result, which is guilty or not guilty. Think of yourself as a litigator when you're asking questions. You already have the end result in mind, right? So like Kenny said, there's a sequence to the questions, right? I'm asking this question not just to answer it. That's going to pass it on to the next phase of my questions, man. So rule of thumb. Someone told me that when I was 19 years old. I've never forgotten.
Wait, isn't that what Kenny just told me not to do though? He was like,
no. Have a series. Like things need to connect. What I'm saying is that your questions need to connect to the next one. If I ask you a question, it's prepping me for my next question. Everything is connected. That's what I mean.
Okay, I hear you.
And there's some tonality in there too, because when you're asking questions or you're leaving things open where you want them to talk, there's a tone like, "What do you think?" Like, "No, what do you think?" Like, I don't know, like it usually swings upwards when you're talking in a sentence to kind of get them thinking. But you want to be authoritative, and you can ask something, but you're really making more like a statement. Like you kind of like monotone it down. But for you, like you're right in the middle, so like it's kind of hard to think of what to say or how to feel. Like, but I think your customer service was like on point with the, anything I can do for you. But maybe you cut that down a little bit, because then if they do ask you and they did take on your offer of what can you do for me, it can go really, really far. And like they can ask you a ton of questions about the market, interest rates and all that. And you opened up that kind of worms by allowing that, because you're such a great, consultant. But say that for later.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to keep it kind of short on the first one, because I think we said before it should be somewhere between like 3 and 4 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a great day.
All right, you guys too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, man.
Beautiful house in Colombia, bro.
What was that?
Beautiful house in
Colombia.
Thank you. I got to go back out there once it closes.
For sure. All right, man. We'll talk soon.
All right. Adios.